Your fedoras, wargamers, because today we are sending the Sons of Reason, those proto-fedora tippers, the French Republicans during the uncivil French Civil War, are going to be up to no good in the Vendée, which is defended by these God and King loyalists, the Vendée. We're going to be using John Lambshead's One-Hour Skirmish war games, a card-driven game that doesn't normally use dice. We're gonna house rule today. We're gonna roll one die. Somehow it's just not a war game if you're not rolling dice. And we're gonna roll a D30 to figure out which of the scenarios in Neil Thomas's wonderful One-Hour war games we're gonna play. Now, this book is written for block troops, and our last war game worked okay, so we're gonna try it again. With one big difference. Whenever we have open ground, we're going to scatter some trees just to make it a little more skirmishy. Anyway, we're going to be doing scenario number 27. So let's crack open the book and take a look at that scenario. Scenario 27 is a complicated one. We've got two crossroads. We're going to have to figure out how to make that work. You've got a zone 1, a zone 2, and a crossroads. Let's read the description. A small blue army. Hey, look, I have a blue army. See the guy? See the little blue coat there? They actually called these guys the Blues back in the day. So they're going to be the blue army. They have launched a surprise attack. They're trying to grab this crossroads. Red is trying to stop them. The red army has 6 units, so they get all 30. The blue army only has 20. And the blue army deploys here at the start of the game, all 20 points. They win if they can secure this crossroads. The red army is going to start with a sixth of their force here. That's only 5 guys, 5 points. Actually, it's going to be 4, 4, and 4 here at the crossroads. Everybody else comes on turn 8. So they may not come on at all. So they get 3 sets of reinforcements over there. The blue army is assigned the task of capturing and controlling the crossroads. The side occupying the crossroads at the end of the game is the victor. So we're going to say whoever has the most points. So this is a bit of a king of the hill. Whoever has the most points within 3 inches of that crossroads is going to be the winner. Let me go ahead and figure out which... Oh, so the blues only have 4 units. Now, of that 27... It gets a little weird because they had to spend points on their morale, their motivation of 2. So they actually have 27 points worth of guys, and we're going to cut that by 2/3. So they get 18 points. That's going to be 5 for him, and then we're going to give them 7 soldiers. These guys are worth 2, so that actually works out to 19 points. Close enough. So it's going to be 19 versus 29. Very simple terrain, and yet, to my shame, I don't have enough pieces for it. This is just about all of the nice, fancy store-bought. These are the nice, flexible roads. As you can see, I've only got enough for basically across one table, so I went ahead and cannibalized some of my 6mm roads to make, we'll call it a path. Either way, the roads don't make much of a difference. It's really just as a demarcation. In this rule set, which rule set? Mr. Lambshead's rule set. Moving on a road doesn't buy any extra time, any extra speed. So the next thing we're going to do, just to kind of spruce things up a little bit, is we're going to set some trees out. And to do that, I am going to drop these. And that'll give us a little bit of terrain. So watch. Oh. Now we've got ourselves a skirmish table. The only thing left to do is deploy our couple of Vendeeans, and a couple of more up there with the general there at the crossroads. We now have a Vendean leader there at the crossroads, and 1 gunner and 1 farmer over here in those couple of zones. Instead of turn 8, based on previous experience with this rule set, we're going to bring those reinforcements on turn 4. This is going to be a lot more random than you would get with a Neil Thomas game. So this whole base here, the little fork in the road, whoever has more guys standing on that, actually it's going to be till somebody breaks or until the end of, let's call it turn 8. We'll bring reinforcements on turn 4. Whoever has more guys standing there at turn 8 is the winner, okay? And Neil, let's take a look-see here. Does Neil tell us who gets to go first? Normally he does. Game length, blue player goes first in each turn. All right, so blue has to advance into the teeth of these guys, and they get a king, so they're going to be able to move, take 13 actions, and they're going to do that by go ahead and move everybody up. So all 7 guys will advance in line like so. Actually, we'll bring this guy back here. Leader to the center, and just to make things easy, general wargaming rules here, you got to shoot at the guy that's closest to you if you can shoot. So that's a total of 7 actions. All right, I suppose I should do this strictly by the book. We really need to do this by the book because things get a little nutty if you don't. Every figure has to do everything it's going to do this turn before you do the next one. By the way, I added 2 more guys up here because after rerunning the numbers, these are worth 1, 2, 3. Oh, they should probably go over here. So that's going to be a total of 4 points. 4, 8, and 13, which is a little close. You know, we're still not even at the half. I'm going to go ahead and bring one more farmer down there. So that's 14 out of our 29 points. That's going to be a lot better. Then in order to do this, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring this guy up. Now, as I said, you got to do 1 guy at a turn. And if that joker comes up right away, you're done. If the next card I turn over is a joker, he's stranded alone out here. So I'm going to move him up. So what we like to do is move everybody that you want to move. So there's 3. And then we'll go 4, 5, and then he shoots. That takes 2 actions in this rule set. So that's 6, 7. And he's going to shoot at the nearest figure, which is him. He has dead shot, so he gets to turn over 2. And the guy he's shooting at turns over 1 and escapes. We put down a marker there. So that's a total of 5, 6, 7. Then we'll move him up 8, 9, 10 to take the shot over there. And he gets a queen and an ace to this farmer's 10. He goes down. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we can go 11. And we'll bring this guy up. We have 2 more actions, so we'll go ahead and go 12. And we'll bring him up to there. So we have 1 guy running point since we got through all those actions. The Vendeeans get to go, and they get 10 actions. All right. We're going to start by bringing him up to block the road. And that is going to take 2 action points. So he can move 6 inches. If he wants to, he's going to have to stop right there. That's going to be 1. And then taking the shot is going to be 2, 3 actions. Shooting at the nearest gentleman. Let's make sure he's facing. See my blue? Let's take a look at this guy. He's so good looking. Such a snappy dresser. You got to give these French Republicans credit. They knew how to dress. What a handsome lad. All right, so he just took a shot, and the Vendean is a dead shot. So he gets to draw 1 extra card. He draws a 4 and a 6. And the guy that defends draws a joker, so he survives. The next thing we do is we check for morale. Now, I'm not going to do that. In this game, I'm actually going to go ahead and give everybody a bonus morale of... No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do morale. Everybody is so adamant that they got to get through this scenario. We're just going to skip that part, but we do need to check for casualties. The Vendean farmers, not the shooters, on a black you stand up, but they are lucky. So they are only out of the game if they draw a heart. These guys, when they fall down, are out of the game on a heart or a diamond. That's the end of turn 1. All right, we tightened it up. Moving on to turn 2. I am going to cut these cards. So I don't know where those jokers are. And the blues get the first action. So we get a 2 of clubs. They're only going to get 2 actions, huh? That makes it a little bit difficult. Let's go ahead and move these guys up 6 inches. So these 2 gentlemen are going to move up to here. Like so. And then it's the farmer's turn. They get to take a total of 4 actions. So let's reload him for 1. And then we're going to, now he's a shooter, so I'm actually going to go ahead and pull him back. So that's 1. He's going to come back to here. 2. I'm going to bring him up to block. 3. And I'll bring this other hand-to-hand guy up. So they've got 2 guys kind of blocking the trees there. And that's all they've got time to do. So we move on to 7 actions. We're going to one, 2, 3, 4. He's going to shoot at the farmer. And he gets to draw 2 cards. He gets a 6 and a king to the farmer's 2. So that farmer falls over. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take another shot. Blam. 5, 6. Oh, defending with a 10, attacking with an 8 and a 3. He's okay. We have 1 more action left. And for that action, we're going to move him over to here. Vendee goes. 9 points. We want to slow him down as best we can. We're going to bring old shirtless Jacques there is going to run over with 1 action and take a poke with his 2nd action. He gets to draw 2 cards. High card's Jack. The guy defends with an ace, and that is not good for him. So our first goes down. And I've already forgotten how many points I got. So I've used 2 of those 9. I'll put the 9 over there, I guess. And he's done. 2, we're going to... Yeah, that worked out really well. Let's go ahead and bring him over. 3, and attack for 4. Attacks with a king and a jack. Defends with a king. Now remember, diamonds outrank the clubs, and he goes down. We have 5 actions yet to go. We'll bring the... Ooh. They're done. We'll bring him over. That's 6 inches. 5, 6. And he's going to take with an ace and a jack. Defending with a 5. He's out of the fight. This might be a quick game. 2, 4, 6. I'm going to pull him back to the trees. And he can pull back to here, taking up position behind the rocks, and he's going to take a shot. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9 to take a shot, and he's got to shoot at the nearest open guy. Guess he's going to shoot at. Let's shoot at the guy that doesn't need to reload. He is a dead shot, so he draws an 8 and a 3, and he defends with a 2, which means he has to lay down and take a little nap, at least until that joker comes up. The Vendée is over. It's time to take our 3 actions with these pauvre Republicans. 3, huh? Well, now that we've seen how deadly hand-to-hand combat is, let's go 1-2, and he's going to get that attack with a king and a 3, defending with a king of clubs. The heart outranks that, so he goes away, and he's done. That was 1-2, reloading for 3. Vendée, 10 whopping action points. We will start off with a reload and a shot for 3. We're shooting at him. 8 and a joker. Turns up. That's the end of turn 2. You know, we really have to do our morale. It's the only way that these poor Republicans have a shot. They have, they got to put down a lot of Vendeeans. They've only done 1 so far. They have lost 3. With a motivation of 2, there's no way they can fail. So the leader draws 2. They get a 9, as you can see, so they pass. And then we need to find out what this guy does. And with a red card, he shuffles off of this mortal coil. The leader of the Vendeans has a leadership of 2, so he draws. Oh, you know, those leaders mean he actually gets to draw an extra card, so he draws 3. Anyway, they're fine, and then we need to see what happens to him. And with a red card, on a, what is it? It's on a, the casualty is removed only on a heart, so he actually does die of the gunshot wound. Cutting our decks, and the blues, as usual, get to take that first turn. Let's turn it in this way. And Jack, they finally get a good number of actions. They get 11 of them, to be precise. There's only 4 of them left. They are badly outnumbered. We have got to try to take advantage of the deadliness of hand-to-hand combat. So we're going to start off with taking 2 actions to fight there. And that extra card, 8 and 5, and a 9, doesn't do them any good. So that's their 5th casualty. He is now going to try to get revenge. You killed my friend. And he does an ace, and a 2, and a 5. And again, the cards are just not coming up right. We're down to nothing but the leader. And what do we have? He's got lots of actions left. Now, he does have a pistol, but, I mean, all he can do... Oh, no, we're not down to the leader. We do have... Hang on. We've done 2-4. We've got a guy over here. Let's go ahead and charge this way and see if we can score at least 1 8 and a 6 and a 9. So he is also out in hand-to-hand combat. And maybe that extra card just wasn't doing any good. Now, you know, if he had fired his weapon, it still wouldn't have done any good. So I'm starting to wonder if I shouldn't go ahead and allow people to use as many actions as they want. I'm trying to avoid having one superhero running roughshod, but when you spend 6 of your 11 points and you get nothing left to show for it, now he's got a pistol with a range of 6 inches. So he can fire his pistol. Once you fire, your turn is over, though. Or he can run up. This leader has a sword. He's a bruiser 1. So he actually draws 3 cards when he attacks. And he's a leader, so he can draw a couple of extra cards. So maybe what I need to do is start working that leader in. He actually draws a total of 5 cards on the attack. And his high card is going to be that King of Spades versus this guy's 7. So that's 1, 2, and then we still have 3 more actions. 4, an attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Queen of Hearts is the high versus a 4, so he goes down. And maybe we need to do the one-man wrecking crew, but that is all he's got left. So the Vendeeans go, and they get 1 action. All right, we'll reload him. I think this game is over, though. You've got 1 leader versus all of these guys who will come on the next turn. The early numbers just did not come up well for the Republicans, who were able to squeak out a victory. Well, not squeak out. They won rather handily as they were running up the road. But this time, it just didn't work out so well for them. Kind of think it's more of a rules problem than a scenario problem. I might need to sit down and redesign this in order to do it right. Hey, we tried. We're learning. This is only our 3rd battle with the One-Hour Skirmish war games. Timber! The extra timber. There we go. So I think we need to sit down and draw up some specifically skirmishy war games. Now, Lambshead does include a number of skirmish scenarios in this game. There's just 1 for the Napoleonics, and you need about half cavalry. This is the only cavalrymen I have, and I think that's probably a mistake. I think in order to do this properly in the Napoleonic era, I need to finally start investing in the horsey boys. And once I do, it'll open up a lot more tactical choices with sweeping, cavalry movements, for lack of a better word, or go ahead and try the Cold War rules. I don't have any modern figures. I've got some on order. Once I get those in, we'll try and update and add a new era to the joy of wargaming. I don't have a lot of experience with modern-day combat, and I think this simple rule set of fast-played, diceless rules for small unit actions is the way to start dipping my toes into modern wargaming. So look for that sometime in the future. And until you see that, I'm praying for you.